Hey guys, what's up? So recently I've had a lot of people asking me to do an in the bag post or an in the bag video. So we finally got some nice weather here in Michigan, so here I am, and I'm going to take you guys through what I have in my bag. So let's start off with the putters. My putting putters are Discmania P-Line P2s. I carry a pair of them, max weight, just in case one breaks. I have had problems with the P-lines breaking only when it's very cold up here. But I like the P-line plastic better in the summer because it's a little tackier and it's firmer. So it's better in my hand and I get a cleaner release with the stiffer plastic. So and then I have two D-line P2s. This one is probably the oldest disc in my bag. It's very beat up D-line P2, max weight. Probably lost a couple grams here and there because it's so beat up. But I use it for up shots, like in the woods, very technical up shots, because this disc is easy to manipulate, easy to put on any line that you want to. And sometimes I even use it for huge anhyzer shots. And then I have this Halloween pumpkin face P2. It's a little more stable than my white one, but I also just use it for up shots and approach shots. Sometimes I putt with this one in the winter because my P-lines get a little too stiff. And next I have a Glow C-Line P2, and this one I use for driving. This is my driving putter, and sometimes up shots when it's a little windy. It's a very stable P2, and I like it because it's very consistent and I always get good results with it. That's it for the putters. Now let's move on to the mid-ranges. I have 3 MD3s in my bag. I have a very beat up P-Line MD3. I use this one for straight shots or shots that I need a let go on a hyzer and I need my mid-range to flip over and go right on an anhyzer. Again, it's a really key disc in my bag here in the tight Michigan woods. I enjoy this disc because it's, again, easy to manipulate and it does what I want it to do. I have a Eagle Mcmahon Signature Edition Glow MD3. This one's a little seasoned and beat up, so this is my dead straight mid-range. I enjoy this one because it just does what I tell it to do. If I put on a little bit of hyzer and put some good speed on it, it will flip up and just go dead straight. Or if I need it to follow an anhyzer line, I'll put it up on that line and it stays that way. And then I have a Luster MD3, and this is my most stable MD3. I wouldn't say it's overstable, but it handles the wind pretty well. I use it for my mid-range shots that I want to finish left. This one goes pretty straight, but always will finish left on me. And sometimes even little forehand approach shots I can use this Luster MD3 for. My last mid-range in my bag is a Inva Champion Glow Gator. It's just my very stable mid-range, so I use it when there's a lot of wind. I use it for a lot of forehand approach shots. Very dependable disc, and it does what you want it to do. Flex shots on the forehand, hyzer shots on the backhand. Really good disc. Alright, that's it for the mid-ranges. So my fairway drivers, I bagged 2 Discmania FDs. One is a swirly S-line. This one is straight and a little bit of understable, you could say. The FD is my favorite disc in my bag. It's the easiest to control, and you can still get good distance out of them, 400 and 420 feet. This one is it's a little less stable, so I can release it on a hyzer and it'll go straight. Put a little bit more power on it and it'll turn and ride that anhyzer line. I even forehand this one in the, when I have tight lines I need to get out. The FD is a great backhand and forehand disc. And I have a Champ FD, or C-Line I should say, sorry, C-Line FD. And this one is a little bit more stable than my previous one. I use it for same shots just when I need a little bit more stability, or it fights the wind a little better than my other one. My other fairway drivers are the FD3. I have a Lizotte run, an old Lizotte run, very beat up, very seasoned disc. This one flies almost like a T-bird now. It's a very straight disc. This is my go-to for backhand and forehand. I can put this on a laser straight, dead straight line, and I love it. This is a very, very go-to disc in my bag. And then I have my boom stamped Metal Flake FD3. And this one is quite a bit more stable than some other FD3s that I've thrown. And I use this one primarily forehand approach shots, and it will finish either right on a forehand or always left on the backhand. Very stable disc, good for the wind, a good wind fighter. Next, moving on to drivers, I bag 2 CD2s. I have a C-Line CD2, and this is my less stable one just because I've had it for a while. The CD2 is an excellent control driver. It will hold any line that you put it on, so if you want to hyzer flip this, it will go straight, put more power onto it, and it will flip. They're also great roller discs. And then I have this S-Line swirly, which is more stable than my C-Line. Again, easy distance with these. You don't have to put a lot of power on them, and they go 450 easy with these. And like I said, very good discs to, you know, put whatever line you want on them. Next is Discmania's newest driver, the CD3. I have my prototype that Discmania sent me. My proto is a little less stable than the stock runs. The CD3 is very, very similar to the CD2. It has just 1 more speed or 2 more speed, I believe, and that's basically what it does in my bag. I use it for shots that I would use the CD2 on, but I need a little bit more distance. Easy distance with these. Again, I have the Kowalewski open run CD3. It's a little bit more stable than my proto, and these things bomb. They're very controllable drivers, and like I said, it's basically a longer CD2. Love it. Next in my bag, I have 3 DDXs. I have a S-Line DDX, and this is my least stable DDX. I only use it if there's a good tailwind, because this will get up and go 470, 480. Very flippy driver. I'd say it's like a well-seasoned destroyer, the DDX. Easy distance again with this disc. I have a C-Line DDX, which is a little more straighter than the S-Line. Again, I use it, you know, in good tailwinds or when there's no wind. I don't really throw the DDXs when there is any kind of wind. I find that the wind affects their flight a lot. This one's a little more stable than my S-Line. And then I have a Metal Flake Disc Golf World Tour DDX, and this one is a little bit more stable than my C-Line. And I can throw this one when there's no wind. It does hold a nice line. It'll flip up off a hyzer angle and go straight and finish left or just finish straight. Easy 470, 480 distance. Good discs for a slower arm, and good discs even for a faster arm to throw big and hyzer shots or straight shots. And last in my bag is the PD2. I have a beat up S-Line PD2 that I use for max distance shots. This one is pretty beat up. I got this one from Eric Oakley a couple years ago, and I love this disc because it's one of my go-to drivers. If I need to throw some good distance, I'm going to throw this flippy S-Line beat up PD2. I have this C-Line PD2. This one is, I believe it's Eagle's old disc, got a signature on it. And this is a nice straight flying PD2 for me. It's not beat up too bad, but it's just stable. I can trust it to fight wind. It will go straight, but it'll always finish left. And my last PD2 is a Lazat Run PD2. This one is very stable. It's very flat, if you can see that. I use this for a lot of forehands because I can put it on an ante and it will full flex shot, get the full S shot. Or when there's a lot of wind, I'm going to be throwing this a lot because this fights the wind very, very well. I threw this a lot at glass blown, and it fights the wind very well, good for equally backhand and forehand. I throw all my PD2s backhand and forehand equally because it's a great disc that responds well to both situations. So that is what's in my bag, basically all Discmania with one exception, and that's my gator. I love having such a simple bag. It's just only a couple molds. It's easy to keep track of, and all my shots are filled, all the gaps are filled. I see no gaps in my bag currently. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you soon. Thanks guys. See ya.